Did I what? Hi. Live from Morrisville, PA.
I'll be right back.
7:15. Kyle's got to run in the store to grab some more stuff to let her. My beautiful car. Should probably cover up my license plate. Yes, this is what. I apologize in advance for the shaky camera. I'm just holding it. Oh, it says put on a. It says put on a mask to give yourself a fun look. Are they Snapchatting it? They're making it into Snapchat? Weird, that's trippy. You say hi, where you're from. No filter. No filter, we don't need a filter. Oops. I should stop doing that, and I don't know how to get out of it. There it is. Can you guys hear me well? Lisa, how are you? I'm not sure if it's super loud background noise or not. There might. Hi, from Iowa. This is Kyle's travel bag he uses for lettering vehicles. Another Iowa. Hi. I didn't know we had such a fan base in Iowa. That's awesome. Trying to figure out how to cover up my license plate. I didn't think about my license plate.
I chopped it out of the photo when I posted it.
I saw that. Here's Kyle. Another Iowa. Crazy. Chicago. What's up?
You got it? I got some tape if you need it.
No. This will do. I'm going to show them my creative skills. Ohio. Sounds 5 from mine. Awesome. Look, here's my skills. Paper towel. Oh, you can kind of still see it though. I thought it was slick.
Not that slick.
No, you can definitely not see that. Maybe you can. Oh well. This is my
Everybody
beautiful
stop
car. Kyle getting ready. Here's the decal that's going on the back of my vehicle so I can advertise for a company. We drive everywhere. Why not? Has anybody ever lettered a vehicle? Yes? No? Not really? Paper towel works fine. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Jennifer. I'll flip it around. Kyle's starting to tape stuff.
Is it on me?
No, it's on you.
I'm just putting tape here because I'm going to need it and rather pull it off the roll when I need it. I just like to put it everywhere. I probably won't need this many pieces.
Angie says best place to get vinyl and fast shipping. Thanks, Angie. We try really hard.
Wait, I take your sticker off too.
Cool. I had a sticker.
That wasn't vinyl.
It wasn't vinyl. Kyle's gonna kill me. It was a sticker advocating for autism. Huge autism advocate. Yay. Well, I'm excited to see some no's here. Maybe there'll be yeses next week after you see how he does it. It's not crazy hard. Same day shipping. So what's our shipping time? If you order before 2 p.m. Monday through Friday, ships same day. After 2 p.m. it ships the next day. Thanks, Crystal. Y'all are the best, hands down. My nephew is autistic. The passion I have for the autism community is intense. I absolutely love working with them. That's what I did for a couple years before we got onto this business. Website, anteupgraphicsupply.com. Kyle just told me no, it's not. He's always trying to tell me it's not. Jennifer, you're so blessed. It's such a beautiful thing. Thanks, Rebecca. Shout out.
One more trip inside.
This guy. This is what I deal with. Well, you're stuck with me for a little bit. This is our little town, Morrisville, PA. I'm not sure if I have any locals on here. Maybe I should show you. I could show you the town a little bit. What do we got? We got a Dunkin' Donuts on the corner, right across the street from my shop. This is actually a bus station right in front of us. 7-Eleven, U.S. fried chicken. La Villa's delicious if you're ever in the area. PA here, awesome. Come visit us. Have you come to our store? I love seeing you. I do. It's my favorite part of the day. Customers come in. If I lived there, I would never leave your store. You'd have to kick me out. I don't kick people out, so we'd be there all night. He's back. With tape all over his chest. Yes.
Yeah, I like it. I like it there. I don't want to have to go back for the roll.
Just found out about your shop last week after I paid to have something shipped to Levittown. Oh, Amy!
Oh, no.
Come in, please. No, I do order from you. I get my order the next day. Awesome. Where are you located? Morrisville, Pennsylvania, right outside of Trenton, New Jersey. Also about 30 minutes from Philadelphia. So are y'all the owner? Kyle's the owner. I make all the decisions.
Right.
No, I'm kidding. No, but Kyle's the owner. And are you a vinyl shop? Yes. So I have, well, one of these lives I'll have to give you a tour of the store. But we have, you know, all the stuff we sell online in store. So you can come in, shop. Love it, love it. I'm going to show you. All right, he's measuring stuff. Let's. Yay. Where'd y'all come up with the name? Kyle.
It's actually after a song from the band Bane, B-A-N-E.
Also, our dog's name is Bane.
Also, our dog's name is Bane. When I started, I originally was doing just this stuff, so it was Ante Up Graphics. That's why you see Ante Up Graphics and Ante Up Graphics Supply. And then when we switched over to selling the vinyl, we added the supply on the end of it. That's why it's a crazy long name, and Graphic Supply as opposed to Vinyl Supply.
Yes, Olga, look us up. Please, please, please. Send us messages. Call us. I love talking to customers. It's you guys definitely make my day better. Most of the time. No, I'm kidding.
99.9.
99.9.
Okay.
He's getting ready. Rocking and rolling.
Got enough people watching?
83.
83.
88. I'm excited.
Right,
89.
so
it's coming up.
I have a razor knife, squeegee with the felt edge, my favorite. Masking tape, obviously. I like it everywhere. That way I'm not fumbling for it. Tape measure, and then the graphic. You on there?
Yeah.
Then after this goes on, the blue is going to lay on top, so it'll be 2 layers. So I'm going to put this one on dry with the hinge method, and then I'm going to put this on top with the wet, using the wet method, so you'll see both applications.
I'm going to intervene here real quick. If you cannot hear Kyle, definitely let me know, okay? And I'll tell them to scream really loud.
We're in the parking lot.
We are in the elements.
It's a very busy road. There's a train track right there, so we may experience a train. So bear with us if that happens. So I cut this out on a 12 by 24 inch sheet on the Cricut. It'll, 12 by 24, everybody knows you can cut that on a Cricut or a Silhouette or whatever machine that you have. And what I did was I drew in pencil line, I underlined 3 different spots because sometimes I like to measure different areas and it's nice to have 3 different lines to pull from. And then I measured in the center, which is right here, to make applying it to the back window as easy as possible. If you do the setup work before you're applying it, then applying it's a breeze. Because if you look at the car here, this light here is the center of the car. So I've already measured the light. The light is 8 inches, so I put this piece of tape here. So this edge right here is 4 inches, which is in the direct center of the light. So if I put the decal on the back window and I line that line up with that edge, I don't have to measure on the right and the left side because it's already done for me. Makes it a lot easier, right?
Yes, right. I'm gonna intervene for 1 second. Hey, if you don't know, okay, so if you share this video in any of those groups you belong in, help out your friends. I don't know who needs to letter vehicles or can start lettering vehicles as part of their business, but if you share in those groups, they'll be able to see this as well. Thank you.
Yes, please share. Good?
Oh, we're good.
Okay.
This is exciting.
So now that I have it in the center, take the tape that I have everywhere, and I'll place it on the right side, grab another piece, and I'll place it on the left side. So now we know it's center, but we don't know if it's going to rock back and forth this way. So that's where the tape measure comes in. Now you have to pay attention, this is where it gets tricky, you have to pay attention to the vehicle shape. Because if you look at this vehicle, this line here you might think is straight, but when you actually step back, the window actually bends down a teeny tiny bit. So you can't measure off of that. Fortunately enough, this has the heated window lines. I don't know if you can see that.
I don't know if you guys can, oh yeah, you can definitely see that.
Yeah.
The lines. Makes life easier.
It's one of the reasons that I put 3 separate lines on here, because I knew I was going to measure, I knew I might be able to measure off of one of these lines. So the closer the better to go off of. And there's no real rules on what size decal it should be or what position it should be in. It's all about doing it and learning it. That's one of the questions I get a lot. Well, I'm lettering this window, how big is it supposed to be? My answer is always, I have no idea, because I have no idea how big the window is. I also don't know what the customer wants and what you like. I like to lay out my decals a certain way, and the more you do it, the more you'll develop a style. And that helps in the overall process of it. So I'm going to go ahead and measure this. Using a tape measure that I forgot in the store. I'm going to go off of this line.
Yes, it is 651 vinyl. It's white and ice blue. He's going to do layering.
I also measure like 45 times.
What you're saying? I'd rather measure 100 times and do the vinyl once?
Yeah.
Something like that. He's got a saying. I can't remember it. Thanks, Mary. Donna, what's up? So exciting. It is. So exciting. Rebecca says I need his hoodie. We love our hoodies. They're so comfortable too.
Alright, so now you see I measured this side and then I measured this side. Now it's super important to do it left side, right side, and then do the left side again. You can start either side, but make sure you always go back. Because if you're super off and you bring one side up and then the other, this side might need to get adjusted again. So you have to, so I did the left side, and do the right side. Now I'm going to do the left side again, just to make sure that it's exactly where I want it to be. So go right onto that line, and go right up to 1/2 inch, right on there. It's good to go. And then make sure that that's still lined up, that edge to this edge. And then you can always measure again. Okay, that one's off.
Measure twice, cut once. I think it's a carpentry code. Yes, Ada said Ada. I'm going to say that wrong and I apologize in advance. Measure twice, cut once. Donna says, measure 5 times, cut once. That's my rule. Oh, Donna.
And that's what you're trying to avoid.
Yes.
So I actually have to move this because my tip is giving everybody the finger. So, let's see if I can get that right this time. Probably throwing everybody off because I'm using this line on here and then a 1/2 inch. But like I said, measure 45 times.
I'm going to intercede and let you guys know Kyle's been doing this for years. So if he's going to measure this many times, it's probably important that you do too. And back to Kyle.
Yeah, because look at all these letters. I don't want to pull all these letters off.
I agree, because I would definitely have you do that. Good? Crystal says, I need y'all to open a store in Augusta, Georgia.
Augusta?
Augusta. I say everything wrong.
Augusta?
Augusta, Georgia. We have nothing. Well, Georgia's pretty far. I don't know how likely that is.
It's like a 15-hour train ride.
15-hour train ride to work. That sounds fantastic.
Alright, now I'm just eyeballing everything else to make sure that it's where I want it to be. I think that's good.
Crystal says, what happens when you... Nope. Ada, you're going to have to tell me how to pronounce your name. Is it a hard A or a soft A? And she says, what happens when you use your wipers?
Well, it's a good question. I have no concern about the wiper taking the vinyl off as long as there's actual rain. If you use the wiper when it's not wet, I'd be concerned about it. But you shouldn't have any issues. Especially because on here they're nice solid fonts. If you were going to do like super crazy intricate stuff, I would try and avoid the wiper. But you should have no problem with it. It will obviously, you know, it's more susceptible to not last as long, but it should last a long time.
Luis says, question, how do you get decals off? Got a couple that are wearing out. I would like to know what to use.
What is she taking it off of?
What are you taking it off of, Luis?
Like, what is the decal on?
I'm going to assume your card, but I'll wait for your response.
Yeah, so basically you want to get something like Gooby Gone, which I'm not really a fan of, but that's something you can find in Home Depot or your local hardware store or something. If you really want it, if you want some professional grade stuff, you want to find Rapid Tack Remover. You can get it on Amazon. We don't sell it because we can't ship it because it's a chemical and you have to have licenses and stuff for it. But it's a little pricey, but you literally put it on there and within a couple of minutes the Rapid Tack gets behind the adhesive and you could pull it right off and then it's good to go. It also removes adhesive in a breeze. You literally spray it on there, wait a minute, and wipe off. Where Gooby Gone, you have to use that elbow grease that nobody's a fan of. Alright, so now that the decal is on, I'm just... Everybody hear that music?
They're jamming over there.
So I'll try and talk a little louder. Now that it's on the back window, I like to take my squeegee and just run over it again because the window is contoured and the vinyl has memory. So if you can teach the vinyl where to go before you apply it, it's easier to apply because it already knows where it wants to go onto the glass. This technique will actually help you when you're doing like mugs and stuff. If you tape it on there and then really go around it before you apply it, then the vinyl already knows where its home is. So when you remove the transfer tape, it's more likely to fall into place where you like it.
Oh, that's so sweet. The vinyl finds its home.
Yeah.
I love it. When you get a chance, can you type out the name of the vinyl remover? Yes, absolutely. At the end, it looks like I don't see that I can type right now, but at the end, I surely will.
Surely.
How do you spell it? It's R-A-P-I-D...
Tack, T-A-C. Rapid Tack.
Rapid Tack.
T-A-C.
R-A-P-I-D-T-A-C. Rapid Tack.
Remover.
Remover. Guys, it's getting serious. I'm excited. I've been asking him to put this vinyl on the back of my car forever.
Alright, so now it's the fun part.
Yes. We're up to 180.
Really? Oh my god.
Pressure.
Under pressure is right. So now you take a piece of tape that can go all the way from the top all the way across it. So you just right down the center. I'm gonna tuck this under the wiper. So now it's on there nice and flat. Everybody following that? So basically it splits it in half. So I'm going to do the right side first so I can remove this. I'm going to add 2 more pieces of tape to this side because I'm going to be pulling and squeegeeing on this side and I don't want this to shift. Even though this is holding it, you know, do things once. Overkill with the tape. It's a small cost.
What type of transfer tape do you prefer to use for this type of application?
Paper.
Paper.
100% paper. The paper tape that we have on our website is the medium tech paper transfer tape. It's the stuff I've used for years. I've never had a problem with it. I think it's great. Yes, when you're doing a dry application, I prefer the paper tape. It can be more of a preference. Like I started out using paper tape over and over and over and over again before I even bought any clear transfer tape. So now I fully understand how to manipulate it, how it moves, what it's going to react to the way I'm doing things. That way, you know, we kind of work as a team with the transfer tape. Where the clear is a little more cumbersome, and I like it for smaller decals, layered decals. It's perfect for with the clear.
Great answer, Kyle. Well-rounded. A for
okay.
awesome.
So
okay.
now I'm going to apply this side. So now that this side is taped and this side's coming off, make sure you have your squeegee in reach in your pocket. There's nothing worse than getting to a point you need your squeegee and it's far away. It's happened to me. It's not fun. So I'm just going to remove the backing. Trouble. I like to roll it off like that and then wiggle it. Sometimes like that letter's not coming off, but if you wiggle it and it doesn't, you can just put a little pressure on it. There it goes. Give me a little trouble here.
Of course it is. We're live.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it?
Now when that happens, you just put it back on, use the squeegee, firm pressure, back on there, tell it where to go. Wiggle it back off. Once giving me trouble there, so that's where I'm going to stop. When I do the other half, I'll be able to pick that up, so I'm not really worried about it. So now I'm just going to take this, I'm going to fold over the corner and stick it to the window.
You see that? This little tip.
So if you fold that over and then stick it to the window, it'll stay right there. And then take your razor knife. Now normally I would just tear this, but you want to tear back and then down. I'm just going to show you with the razor knife. This is the more practical. I won't mess things up on the live way to do it. Just pull it away from the window so I'm not actually cutting the glass. Straight down. Put my elbow on the transfer tape because my little trick failed. So I'm actually holding the transfer tape right there. That's okay.
Dun, da, da, da.
All right, in the wind.
I'm gonna come over here.
So the wind's a little tricky, so kind of hold it in here, fan it out so the wind catches it, doesn't fold it over. You blinded by that sun?
No.
You okay?
Yep, we're good.
All right, and then I want to get it as close to the window I can, flat, and then work my way top to bottom, bottom to top. Very slowly. Making sure it's on there.
Jane says, hopefully you're putting it on the right car, LOL. Yes, yes we are.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Do you always use transfer tape, or do you use transfer tape for car decals too?
As opposed to the clear?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
He always uses transfer tape.
yeah, I don't use, yeah, maybe you're referring to the contact paper or something. I'm not a fan of that. It just, I see too many people have issues with it. The adhesive, it's not made to do this, so.
Well, Hope says I meant paper. So do you always use...
Yes.
Yes. That answers yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. I just like the paper as a preference. Some people love the clear. I love the paper. It makes sense to me when I'm doing it. If I was gonna do, okay, say I was selling a decal to somebody, I would never sell a decal and hand it to them with paper transfer tape on it, because as you can see, you can't see through it. If you have the clear transfer tape, the presentation on it is a million times better, and people can clearly understand what they're getting. Paper transfer tape, it throws people off. But if I'm applying the decal, I will absolutely use the paper tape over the clear.
Awesome. Awesome.
All
What
right.
does it say? Someone says their business info. Look at those views. Y'all are over 600 views now. Yay!
Awesome.
Okay.
All right, so now I'm removing the tape from this side. And I won't have to put tape on this side because now this whole piece of transfer tape is holding this side of the decal on. So I'm going to fold this back over. I fold it back and then remove the transfer tape this way. I roll this very carefully. Back this way. If you roll the paper back over it, the vinyl is going to want to stay on the transfer tape. If you pull up, it's going to want to come up with it.
See how he's rolling it back?
And see how this one's catching? So I see that it's catching, I just roll it right back on. Same with that one. I see a lot of times people complaining, my vinyl's sticking to my paper. 10 years in, it still sticks to your paper. It's just the nature of doing the decals. You just have to know what you're looking for by making mistakes and fixing them as you go. Getting it all in the transfer tape.
Do you sell the paper? The paper transfer tape? Yes. Our website is antiupgraphicsupply.com. And everything we're using today you can get there. Missed the beginning. What did you clean the glass with first?
Oh, Windex.
Yeah,
just regular Windex. Nothing fancy. You don't have to get crazy. Glass cleaner, soap and water.
Donna says, I do love some decals for boats at work, and I love the paper transfer tape. It's awesome. It is, Donna. We love it.
All right, so now that I took it off, I can fold this back over, do exactly what I did with the other side, and just work top to bottom, bottom to top. And you can see the transfer tape turning color when it hits the glass, so you know exactly where you're at. So you don't get ahead of yourself. Hope I spelled everything correctly.
I noticed you didn't use the wet method. Do you prefer it? If so, in which situations?
Well, I am, for a decal like this, I'm gonna wait till this truck goes by. The truck is ruining it. So for a decal like this, I like the dry method, the hinge method, because I can put it on here and I can measure exactly where I want it to go. Where with the wet method, I feel like people are just wetting it and then putting it on there and then just swishing it around, and I don't feel the accuracy is there as much as with the dry method. Now, I like to use the wet method, which I'm going to show you in about 5 minutes, to layer vinyl. That's what we were doing here.
Yep. So y'all heard that wet methods come with wet method coming soon. Like minutes.
I'm going to take this off and then I'm going to show you how to do the wet method.
Yeah. So is that 651? Yes, it is.
Yes.
Do you ever do a wet method? We answered that. And they ship fast. Yes, we do.
Right.
Best prices I found online and local. He's doing the wet method next. 820 and counting.
All right, so I just overkilled it with the squeegee. And here's something to remember too, when you're doing this stuff, if you mess something up, you can fix it. It's not that big a deal. Just fix it. Learn. You call me between 7 a.m. and 10:30 in the morning during the week. I'll answer the phone and ask me how many times I've messed up. I can tell you story after story after story. I can tell you some funny ones. I can tell you some embarrassing ones. It happens.
Da-da-da-da. The reveal.
Yeah, so when you... let me start over.
Okay.
So when you're going to peel the transfer tape back, don't pull... Here, I'll start over here. Rewind.
Okay.
So, you just pull the corner back. Don't pull up on it. Because when you're pulling up, you're pulling the vinyl up. You want to pull back on it. So you're going across it, like this. And then as you pull back, the letters get left behind. If I were to pull up like this and away from the vehicle, you're literally pulling the vinyl off. Where this, the vinyl doesn't even know it's getting pulled on.
The vinyl doesn't even know it hit it.
Yeah, that's right.
Sneak attack on the vinyl. Look at that. It's beautiful, Kyle. Thank you.
It's getting there.
I love it.
We're going really slow for effect.
This is not a slow motion video. There we go. Look at that.
Pretty cool.
So excited. Love it. I'm so excited. Ta-da. Yes. Did you use 651 for this decal? Yes, we did.
So now we're going to layer this Ante graphic supply. See how these letters are a little thicker? Kind of looks funny. Because these are going to lay right there on top of it. So this is where we're going to use the wet method. This is not all-purpose cleaner. This is an empty bottle that I put a couple of drops of dish soap in. So you shake it up, it gets soapy. Just water, a couple of drops of dish soap. There's nothing more you really need than that. It just helps to slide it around because the adhesive on the 651 is solvent based. So you could drop this in a bucket of water and then pull it out and apply it, and the water won't have any effect to it because the water is the adhesive is not water based.
Okay, how do you deal with air bubbles?
Well, the wet application helps with air bubbles, but if you look at this, I mean, there's an air bubble there, but for the most part, the air bubbles aren't on there, and that helps when, so if you put this decal on and you just went, you're trapping the air on there. But if you remove the transfer tape and hold it as close as you can, and then apply out, it forces the air right to left as you're applying it, so you get a better chance. This bubble right here, I'm not even worried about because in the next day or two, because of the sun, that'll go away. It just goes away. It's like magic vinyl. We sell the magic stuff.
Yes, buy our vinyl, it's magical.
Yeah, so when I started, I got bubbles in everything. Bubbles are just a natural thing that's going to happen. I could try and figure out exactly what to do to not get bubbles in the vinyl, but it's just practice and really figuring out how much pressure with the squeegee you need to apply, how long of a decal you're capable of doing at once. Like if you're starting out, you could do this much and then do this much at once, just to try and you know, slim it down a little bit so you're not concerned about messing the whole thing up. But I like to do everything in one shot. It saves time. The quicker you get it done, the more money you can make on it. So I got this. Now this is going to go on here, and I could do this in one shot, but if I do it in one... Oh, and there's motorcycles. If I do this in one shot, there's more room for error. It has to be lined up perfectly. So I'm actually going to cut this A off. The old A off. I'm just going to remove it. So now I have the A. That's going to go inside here. Now I take the the solution of water and dish detergent. I just spray it on there heavily. Spray it on the back of the vinyl there because it's not going to mess with the adhesive. And then you just swim it around so you get it exactly where you want it.
Website is anteupgraphicsupply.com. Thanks, Rebecca.
So that looks good. Now very slowly so you don't make the top layer slide around. Just push the solution out. One thing I should have pointed out is once the transfer tape gets wet like that, you can actually see through it better. So it makes it easier to apply it. You can't use, well you can, but I don't recommend it. The manufacturers of the clear transfer tape don't recommend using it for the wet application because when the clear transfer tape gets wet, the adhesive on it gets gummy. It can get really gross when you're trying to apply it. But I'm not gonna lie, I've tried it. I've done it. You know, sometimes you run out of paper tape and you gotta make some money. So it can be done, it's just not recommended. So I push that kind of you know, beat it with a like a dead horse there. My squeegeeing, over squeegee, over measure, over squeegee. That's what my shirt should say. And then you can just peel this back.
Hey Stan, come in. Where he says we're always looking for suppliers. We'll have to check you guys out. Yes, please.
Yeah, so there it is. There's the A. I think it matches your car as best we can get.
I think it matches my car beautifully. Can you use the wet method on anything, or is it mostly used on glass?
You could use it on the car. The only thing I wouldn't really recommend it on is wood, because the wood's going to absorb the water. So anything that's not going to absorb the water that you're putting the decal on. But yeah, if you're gonna do a mug or something, sure, dump a bunch of water on it and just put it on there until you get it exactly where you want it, and then squeegee it out. I mean, give it a shot. You're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it, or you know, it's one of those two things. I think the more you do anything, the easier it becomes. So eventually you'll figure it out and you'll love it. So I'm going to do these two separate as well. So I'm going to cut these apart.
Thanks, Amy, for answering that. What kind of machine do y'all use? He did use a Cricut to cut this. Can I use the wet method on a Tumbler / Yeti?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Go to our website, antiupgraphicsupply.com, and check out the paper transfer tape there. That's the kind he's using.
Alright, so round 2. It's a whole bunch of water and soap. I was getting phone calls. So I just, you know, a whole bunch of soap and water on that one too. That again. In there?
Mm-hmm.
Right in there. And then very slowly just, you actually see the water come out and go down the window.
Patrick Silcox, this is better than cable TV. Probably should have put the website on the decal. We contemplated this, and for this video we probably should have, just so that you guys could see the website.
Yeah.
But,
there's not a lot of room on here.
You live and you learn. Tracy said, I'm using your transfer tape as I'm watching. Good stuff. Awesome. Ever use Rapid Tack application fluid? Yeah, Joe, if you just tuned in, he was just talking about it earlier.
No, he's talking about the Rapid Tack.
Oh, the Rapid Tack.
Yes, okay. So the Rapid Tack makes application fluid, and then they also make remover. So don't buy the application fluid thinking it's the remover, or even worse, buy the remover and think it's the application fluid. I have tried the Rapid Tack application remover. It works great, but so does soap and water, and that's, you know, most people have dish soap in their house and water, so you just make it yourself.
What state? We're in Pennsylvania. Do you recommend waiting any time before going through the car wash, or if there's rain in the forecast?
If I was just going to do the white on here, I would put a bunch of water on here and show you that the wiper would work. But since we're doing the wet method, I would give it the opportunity to dry completely underneath. Even though I squeegeed out all the water that I can, there may be some water still under there. So the wiper might take it off the car wash. I don't think so much the rain, unless it was an extreme downpour. But if you gave it 24 hours, then all that water under there would dry out and you'd be fine. I've lettered vans and they've gone right into the car wash and they're fine. Pat, who was just on there, I lettered his truck. He drove off. I don't know what he did with it. Yeah. He's a strange guy. But customers won't, they don't need to wait to go about their business. So I'm going to slow down for those tuning in.
Okay.
I squeegeed out all the water, and now I'm going to pull this back and remove this nice and slow, just in case I didn't get any water out of it. The wiggle.
Does the windshield wiper damage the decal? This was answered earlier, and it, Kyle, would you like to repeat that answer?
Okay, so it's got about 5 years on it. It may diminish it a little bit, but the adhesive is not going to fail because of the windshield wiper. I'm super confident that that windshield wiper can run every time it rains, so Sarah can see out the back window and not endanger the world. Yeah, so I mean, put it on there. Let the wiper run. Maybe next week we'll come out here and we'll hit it with some water and we'll show the wiper going over it. But because the wet method was used on here, I'd like to give it a day to make sure all that water is out from behind it before we use the wiper. But if it was just a solid color, I'd be 100% comfortable.
Jennifer says it's always great watching a man work and a woman supervise. Thanks for the video. I've been waiting to do this. I have a Cricut Air. Which vinyl should you recommend? I have some Cricut vinyl. I do not recommend Cricut vinyl. Oracal 651 is what we're using, and that's what I'm gonna stick with.
Oracal 651.
Will 651 work on an RV?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, here's a common myth as I spray you. People like to call Oracal 951 marine vinyl, or 751 is marine vinyl. The truth of it is, there's no such thing as marine vinyl. Marine vinyl is the stuff that they put on the seats in boats. That's marine vinyl. So the myth is that 951 is marine vinyl because it's recommended for boats, because the Oracal 651 is a cast vinyl, which means it's poured, and then the adhesive is applied to it. The adhesive for Oracal 651, 751, and 951 are all the same. But the 751 and the 951 is a calendar vinyl. No, it's a cast vinyl. 651 is calendar. 951 is cast. So that means it's stretched when it's made. So it can conform better to curves. So 951 is recommended for boats because the boats have those curves on the bottom of it. So people put the 951 on there because it conforms to the boat better. But you can put 651 on there and run it, and it's going to last just as well as the 951. Just to clear the air.
Bam!
I see that all day long. Oh, you need marine vinyl. Well, you're just paying more money because you think it's marine vinyl when there's no such thing. Don't spend the money unless you're concerned about the conformability across the curve of something. Now, I wouldn't worry about a curve of a mug or anything like that because it's not going through salt water at a high speed. I don't know, maybe it is.
Stan says vinyl is real resilient. Very
Yes.
true, Stan. Thank you. Where do I order it? AnteUpGraphicsSupply.com. I use 651 for hailing ports and boat names. Exactly.
Yeah, get in there, do it. Just put it on there.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. Like,
Yep.
I put vinyl on. I used to vinyl drill rigs that would drill down into the earth, and I've never had any vinyl fail on me because, well, I mean, obviously it wasn't on the thing that went in the earth, but it was on construction sites. Oracal 651 holds up. Unless there's a car accident, it's not really going to fail. All right, so I got the graphic supply, which is the last part of the decal that's going to go here. That I'm going to do wet.
I'm going to spray this
All
time.
right, spray. All right.
Handy dandy assistant. looks like it's frozen, but it's not. Awesome.
Squeegee out the water both ways.
Squeegee for days.
Yeah, over squeegee. Alrighty. Little wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Awesome. Ah, so excited. Watching from Scotland.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Do you have a smidge of soap in your spray bottle? Yes, Cindy, we do. We do.
I'm very lightly wiping the water off. I'm not being aggressive. Just to get it all off there.
There it is. Applying a decal to vehicle.
Any more questions?
Any other questions? Oh. Annie up here. AnnieUpGraphicSupply.com.
Yep, Oracal 651, paper transfer tape. You can make your own application fluid. Very cool.
Awesome.
Any more questions?
Yep, I just see that's good, guys. Great job. That looks great. Looks good. Awesome. If I didn't answer any questions, I apologize. Feel free to send us a message. I'll try to go through and reply to everybody, answer everybody's questions. Hey, Melissa. Yeah, we absolutely appreciate you guys coming and staying and getting us over to 1,000 viewers. That's awesome. I'm
that's
pumped.
Super exciting.
We're so excited.
What do you want to see next?
Company. Yeah, definitely. Let us know. Let us know. We're down for anything.
Yep.
Not anything.
Yeah.
Don't get crazy now. You know. I've done the one method on the car window before. I had to let it dry for 20 minutes before peeling off the transfer tape.
You probably needed to squeegee out the water more. That's why I over squeegee. Just over squeegee it until all that water is out.
Did you?
Go ahead.
Okay, did you cut the whole thing at one time?
Yes. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like it's like 11 and a half inches tall by 22 and a half inches wide, so I could get it in one sheet. I wanted to make sure that you could do a whole back window in one sheet of white, and then obviously the blue was cut different.
You guys are awesome. Thanks for doing the video. Yes, 12 inches wide. Yeah, ours only does 12 inches wide as well. Here's the part he's referencing. So from here to up here?
No.
From here to here.
No, the whole thing.
Oh, look, guys. It just looks bigger than it is. I didn't believe it either.
Yeah.
Look, okay, so the whole thing it comes down, you know, to a little less than 12 inches wide, and then lengthwise.
Yeah. And then lengthwise it is... Oh, I lied. It's 23 inches.
23 inches long.
Yeah, so one sheet.
That's awesome. You guys are awesome. So, okay, how about HTV on a mug? We'll definitely keep that in consideration,
yeah,
Donna.
We'll try it.
How much soap? Just a couple drops.
Yeah. Drop.
More graphics with pictures. Agree with Donna. HTV on mug. Hey, man. Joseph Fisher.
What up?
It looks taller. Hey. Awesome. Awesome. This was a success. Very excited. We weren't sure how it was going to turn out.
Oh, come on. I knew it would turn out.
Lies. Awesome. Awesome. Well, we definitely appreciate you guys stopping by. Call us, email us. We'll be here again on Tuesday because I'm going to Firefly. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Firefly in Delaware, but I'm going to Firefly next week. So we're going to do
something
live
Tuesday.
On Tuesday. Okay? Thank you so much.
Write more questions in the comments.
Yeah.
I'll keep looking at them.
Yep.
And keep answering them through the night.
Yep. Awesome.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.